No writers were harmed in the production of this podcast.
My name is Amy Proctor, and this is my writer's dossier.
Welcome to the show. M.E. Proctor is here. Everybody, this is a special moment because we were just speaking French a minute ago, and M.E. Proctor from Belgium originally, but from the French side. Oh, and I dropped what little French I know, and je m'appelle Jeff. Thank you for joining the show, Martine.
Pleasure. C'est un plaisir.
There you go. All right, so we're going to start the show off on a real quick, funny story. I'm living in Germany, and I go over to France quite a bit to what I used to call the French Walmart. It was a store that had everything from snow tires to snow peas, but the only reason I went there because you could get French Bordeaux for $3 a bottle. It was amazing. So go to lunch in one of my favorite restaurants, and I knew the people in there because we'd gone so many times, and I was looking at the sandwich board outside and trying to read what some of their specials were. So I walk inside and I said something which no one will understand, and I said, je m'appelle Anglais les Bouffe. And she looked at me, and I ended up saying that my name is the beef special. So that's all the French. That's all the French we're going to. I meant to say I would like the je voudrais the Anglais les Bouffe. And so I wanted to order the beef special. But today we have you and your literary side of beef. Oh my goodness.
I have a little bit of. I'm catching up. I spent way too much time doing other things than writing. So before I realized this is really the thing I wanted to do in my life.
So you're talking in your life. When did you really start to commit putting out material? Well, it started with short stories, right?
Yeah, actually, I had a pretty solid start. The first short story I wrote in French, I sold it. And the first
story. Congratulations.
The first story ever. And
wow.
And I got paid for it more than I get paid today. So it was just like, oh wow, this is a thing for me, right? Then I wrote another one. I was in my mid-20s. Then I wrote another one, and I sold that one too, and it was pretty cool. And then I got distracted. Yeah, and then I got distracted.
And so you got distracted by coming to America and ruining it all?
No. Actually, my coming to America made me reconnect with the writing. So it was, yeah.
So you were in America and you wrote French books and they sold?
No.
Okay.
I never wrote a French book. At one point, I was working with a British colleague, and he said to me, and we were in Brussels, and I was working with him, and he said, we're both science fiction fans, and he said, we need to write a book together and see early collaborations. And I said, sure, I'll do it, no problem. And he said, okay, you write the first chapter, then you give it to me, and I'll keep going, and I'll do the rest. So I wrote the first chapter. I gave it to him, and he said, this is brilliant, keep going.
I love this collaboration.
So yeah, but nothing happened with those books. I wrote 4 science fiction books.
Science fiction. Oh my goodness. So was it like Earth-based or space-based? Were there aliens?
It was dystopian political.
Okay. All right.
Yeah. I need to republish them because they're really, really timely now.
It might be the right time. Yes, absolutely. Yeah. The time now, though, is the time to talk about Kansas City Breakdown and the book before that, Bop City Swing. You've got another collaborator here with this series you've been writing together with Russell Thayer. I want to talk about that. But first, Bop City Swing came out last year. Our buddy... Dossier favorite from Canada, Joel Nedecky, said, in Bop City Swing, cigarettes dangle from the hands of cops as they sip booze and bump up against dames wearing swanky dresses in dark, smoky nightclubs. It's a good time. So that's Bop City Swing. What a great review from Joel. He's so fantastic. And,
I like Joel.
Oh, yes, he's super. And also, Kansas City Breakdown. So what is this series about? 1952, mobs, cops, all kinds of stuff. Everyone's converging on Kansas City. I know a little bit about Kansas City and why you may have chose it, but I want to hear from you. I want you to tell everyone, what research did you go into as far as picking Kansas City for the mob
Yeah,
spot in the 50s?
it's not my idea, it's Russell's. So for Bob City Swing, I came up with the idea of a political assassination to begin the book. But this was his turn. He had spent some time in Kansas City and he loved it. And he said, we need to write something and put it in Kansas City. And I said, I've never been. Why the hell Kansas City? He said, well, you got all these gangsters things and barbecue and rodeo and cattle. And I said, yeah, okay, well, that's fine. But our two characters are based in San Francisco. What the hell are they going to do in Kansas City? So that was actually the first question we asked, and we brainstormed quite a bit, and we found a solution. So we put together an undercover operation.
Yes.
And a honeypot.
Right. I love it.
Where the FBI wants to get into a mob meeting, big heavies meeting in Kansas City, and they want to get in there and they want to throw a woman in there.
Yes.
And of course, my detective in San Francisco, he knows the perfect person for the job. The problem is she's
Tom
Tom
Keegan.
Keegan. Yeah. He knows the perfect woman to do the job, but she's a killer for hire. So why would she go work for the FBI? I mean, come on.
Vivian Davis. Yes, she's the killer.
She's a killer.
The assassin. I love it.
Yeah.
So they get together and they hop into Kansas City and they do their thing and all the bad guys are there.
And of
what
course,
happens?
It doesn't go the way it's supposed to go. It turns sideways from the moment she gets to the train to go to Kansas City, and she doesn't get on the train, but Tom does, and so he loses her from the get-go.
But she's scrappy. She's scrappy. She can make things happen. Okay, so Russell came up with the idea of using Kansas City, but how close is Vivian Davis to you? I mean,
not.
Yes.
To me, not at all.
Okay, you're not a European assassin. You're not Jason Bourne throughout Europe.
No.
Okay.
Russell writes Vivian. I write Tom. So Tom is close to me. Vivian is actually close to Russell.
Love that. How do you guys work out this collaboration? Obviously, you get together and you talk about, hey, here's a plot, here's a setting, but then you write the male lead and he writes the female lead, which is really interesting. How do you do that? Like, do you edit each other's chapters? Do you just mash them up like a deck of cards? You fold them together? Or how much outlining do you do first so that you know where you're both going? How's that work?
We write it in sequence. So we brainstorm. We actually met. Russ and I met for the first time last summer. We'd never met before. We'd only talked on the phone and chatted and emailed. And sometime 10, 11 o'clock at night, we just chat like crazy. And we just throw ideas at the wall. And some stuff survives and some stuff dies. And eventually we start writing, and we decide who's going to write the first chapter, but that changes. It always changes. For Bob City Swing, it changed. For Kansas City Breakdown, it changed. So I expect the next one is going to be the same thing. So let's say that I write the first chapter from Tom's perspective, because usually there's a murder, so you get the cop, and the cop starts. And then I send it to Russell, and Russell writes some Vivian stuff, and then he sends the master back to me, and I write the next chapter, and we go like this all the time, and we constantly edit as we go. But in the beginning, we don't edit each other much. We edit mostly our portions. When the thing is about halfway through, that's when we normally feel the need to do an outline and a timeline, because it's like, where are we? What's going on? Who are the characters, etc. And then when we have the final draft, then we edit each other and we kind of blend our styles. So it makes,
like a smoother voice.
Right. The differences in voices are not too important, because we write from the perspective of Tom and from the perspective of Vivian. So if there's a change in style, slight, because our styles are pretty compatible anyway. But if there's a difference, it corresponds to the voice of the character. So it's not a big issue.
Okay. I love it. That's fantastic. These collaborations, there are a lot of people doing them right now. Brad Thor and Ward Larson have something going on. Back Stewart and Chad Robichaux. I mean, there are a lot of I'm writing something with Jerome Preisler. So I'm always Andrews and Wilson. I'm always interested in how these collaborations work on the nitty gritty level of who's writing what and how and all that stuff.
It's a lot of fun because we never know exactly where we're going to end, and each time, and the ending is never either Russell's or me. It's always something that we come up together that neither of us could have foreseen, and that's what's exciting when you write with somebody is that you really have two heads working. It's not just 2, 4 hands, whatever, but it's really two heads working together, and we generate things that we would not have come up on our own. I'm convinced by that.
That's fantastic.
Really.
Now, you've also written some full-length books yourself, and you've got Catch Me on a Blue Day and Love You Till Tuesday. Tell us a little, now the Declan Shaw mystery, it's a series. Tell us about Declan Shaw and how you came up with these stories, how they're different from, obviously, they're very different.
Yeah.
Tell us about those books.
Yeah, I came up with Declan 10 years ago.
Okay.
After finishing my science fiction stuff, which my husband refuses to read. Okay, my husband is a writer himself.
He doesn't read the science fiction or the Declan Shaw?
No. Oh,
Neither.
no, he loves Declan. He just can't read the science fiction. It's not his stuff. My husband's a very realistic guy who's got feet on the ground, and he's an excellent writer. He's a great crime writer too, and he writes Western stories too. I'm going to put a plug for my husband. His name is James Lee Proctor, and he's just fantastic.
Proctor, folks.
James
Look up that
Lee
name. All right.
Yeah.
We'll put that in the show notes.
But I mean, I'm a native French speaker, okay?
Yes.
So for many, many years, I had this insecurity about writing in English, because it's not my native language. I know there are precedents. I mean, Samuel Beckett, Joseph Conrad, whatever. But I'm neither. So I wanted him to read my stuff and tell me, this is good, this sucks, whatever. But he refused. He refused to read my science fiction books.
We're not going to tell our spouses
that. He doesn't get it. So actually 12 years ago, we were sitting outside, and I had finished the stuff. The science fiction things were behind me. I wanted to do something else. And I told him, I said, I'm going to write a contemporary crime story, and you're gonna read it, man. So, and that's the beginning of a Declan. So, I love crime, and I'd never written any crime stories before 12 years ago. So,
now that you're in America, crime's kind of big here. Sorry.
Yeah. And I decided to do a detective story, because from the beginning, I thought, I'm not going to write a standalone. I'm going to write a series. And I can't stand these amateur sleuths that just find a crime at every corner of their little village, So I wanted a professional.
Yes.
So I didn't want a cop. So I put a detective in it.
I love it. Detectives, they've got a lot more free reign. So Love You Till Tuesday and Catch Me on a Blue Day, Shotgun Honey, right? Those guys over there are knocking it all out for you. And who did Cowboy Jamboree did your others, right?
Yeah, that's for the Bob City and Kansas City.
And the Kansas City Breakdown. You, in my mind, before all this, kind of like a master of the short story as well. You do it all. Folks, get to know Emmy Proctor. Look up her work, and we'll share the all the contact information and all her social media stuff in the show notes. But right behind me, you were wonderful to contribute a story, and more than that, your time into our crime anthology, Myopic Duplicity. I wanted to thank you face to face for doing that. I know we went back and forth a little bit, and as it says, I'm the editor. I don't have to edit Emmy Proctor. I just have to format it into the book. So thank you for doing it with Rosalie, with love. How do you get into short stories? How do you shift gears into the longer books? What do you need to get into a mindset? Do you outline all this out? tell me the difference between approaching each of those types of writing styles for you.
Short stories are my relaxation technique.
Okay.
When I'm finished with a draft on a book, I need to change my mindset completely. And the best way to clean my hard drive is to write short stories. I can't do both at the same time. If I'm in the middle of a book or a collaboration with Russell, I'm not writing short stories at all. So it's a timing thing. And after writing short stories for maybe 3-4 months, then I start having the itch again to get into something longer. And that's when I get back to Declan. So I've been writing a ton of short stories lately and essays and articles and all that kind of thing. And this afternoon, actually, I started getting into the Declan work in progress again because I felt the urge to do it. So it's a balance. It's really, when I finish a draft of a book, I can't go back in it right away. I need to let maybe 3 months pass. I can't touch it anymore. So that's short story time.
That's kind of like the changing of the seasons, or hey, we're going to have Italian tonight and tomorrow we're going to have a German dish and the next day we're going to have hot dogs or, whatever. It's just those shifting gears and just living in that space for a while, walking around in it, and then jumping over into something else. I think that's fantastic. And I love how you are able to pull all of that off. Hey, if you weren't writing short stories to clear your hard drive or give you a break, what else would you be doing creatively? I'm thinking violin. What?
I learned to play the saxophone. I don't play it very well, and I haven't touched it in years now. It's sitting there, not gathering dust. It's very well taken care of. But from time to time, I feel like I should blow a little bit.
Yeah. Next time you're on the show, we're getting that out.
Oh,
we're getting
gee,
yes, come on, we're doing it.
I shouldn't have said that. Now I'm gonna get stuck.
See, breaking news here on the Writer's Dossier podcast. I love it. All right.
And we travel a lot too. So my husband likes to travel.
In the US or overseas?
Well, since COVID, mostly in the US.
Okay.
Before that, he had promised my parents that he would take me back to Europe once a year. So all our vacations.
Has he stuck to that promise?
Yeah, he did until COVID.
Okay.
Yeah,
good.
He did.
All right.
He did.
All right.
Fantastic. So yeah.
Hey, last question for you. You are in Texas of all places. I lived in Central Texas for 10 years, loved it as an adult. Do you get funny looks, or did you get funny looks when you come out with that French accent there in Texas? Because they have a certain accent too.
Oh, quite a bit, yeah, and different from different areas. East Texas here, my neighbor has an incredible accent. Well, you have different reactions. You have people saying, "Oh, I love your accent." So that's one. So cute. And then the next one is, "Where are you from? Where's that accent from?" And I usually say, try to guess. And they never guess. In Texas, most of the people ask.
Not Texas.
No, they never guess. In Texas, most of what I get is, "You're German, right?" I say, "No." The most exotic I had lately was, "You're Russian." I say, "Oh, Boris and Natasha." "No, I'm not."
Я говорю по-русски, это довольно трудно.
It's really, so I have to tell them. And then some of them know what I mean, but most of the time I have to explain that Belgium is between Holland on the north, France on the south, Germany on the east, and the UK on the west. And that helps situate things. Yeah.
I love it. Texas, they have their own accent, and they can drive for miles and hours and still be in the same state. So not the same in Europe, but we are glad that you are here in the U.S. We're glad we have you. We're glad that you're putting out the things that you are. Folks, seriously, get to know Emmy Proctor. Check her out. What website and social media outlet do you want to tell us about?
I have a website, and it's appropriately called www.shawmystery.com.
Of course. We'll put that in the show notes.
Yeah.
Yep.
I'm on Twitter, Emmy Proctor 3. I'm on Facebook because that's where the family is, under Martine Elise Proctor.
Okay.
So that's where the Emmy is from. What else? Well, the other ones I don't use so much.
That's what I go for. I go for the top ones that we're going to find you at, so people can connect with you, follow, and get your stuff. So thank you so much for joining us here today. I can't wait to see how things continue. I'm really excited about what you discussed today, because I think it's wonderful. So I can't wait to see you someday. Thank you for contributing to Myopic Duplicity, and it's so great to see you.
Thank you.
Yep. Bye, everybody. The Dossier Podcast is a production of The Idea Academy.